Hello there. I am currently on day 11 of my raw reset, and I just want to get on this video to talk to you about how my menstrual cycle has been affected by being on this raw vegan reset. In this video, it's dedicated to all the ladies out there who just feel like their life is put on hold every single month due to painful menstrual symptoms and PMS and all the things. And if you are a guy that is watching this and you have a lady in your life who you see suffering every month, whether it be a wife, fiance, girlfriend, and whoever, and you see them suffering every single month due to painful menstrual symptoms, please send this video over to them because I do believe that this video will be so helpful to them. So I've started my period when I was 13. And I've always had painful periods. It's been an every month battle, really a battle, because it has put my life on hold in so many ways. Even going throughout my teenage years, I remember always just sitting in class in excruciating pain. And on my days when I'm home and I'm on my period, I would just be in my room, curled up in the fetal position, sometimes even on the floor because of the amount of pain that I was in. Thinking in my head, this has to be what labor feels like. And if labor feels worse than this, OMG. That's been a thought every single month from my teenage years. I'm 29 now. And even during my college years, I remember being in class one time. I still pushed myself to go to class and I was sitting in the front. Cannot believe I did that. I was in so much pain and I threw up. I threw up in front of the class and it was just such an embarrassment. And I had no other choice but to go back to my dorm room and just cry my eyes out and just wonder why I had to be the one going through painful menstrual cycles when I knew other women out there who seemed like they didn't go through anything on their cycles, but yet I was going through something and just suffering and in the dark in my room. And just, it was just, it's isolating. It can be very isolating. And even going through my early professional career, I've had to miss out on so many events. Meet the teacher night, I remember I had to miss because I had to go home early due to painful menstrual cycle. I remember throwing up again in front of students. I mean, oh my gosh, like it's the pain and just the isolation and just feeling helpless. I know what that feels like. So I just want to let any lady that's out there that's watching this to let you know that you are not alone and you're not alone in what you're experiencing. And I just want to share my story with you and what I've learned just by being on this raw reset and the difference that I have felt since being on this raw reset. So when I first started with this raw reset, I didn't have like, oh, I want to improve my periods like on the top of my list. I primarily started my raw reset because I wanted to boost my immunity because I was sick a lot last year and some of this year. And I wanted to improve my digestion, better my skin, improve my energy. Those were like my top reasons as to why I was going on this raw reset. It wasn't like, oh, I want to see if my periods improved. Like none of that. And days before my raw reset, I prepped. I was prepping. I was drinking more smoothies. I was eating more fruit, as you can see here. As you can see, I have honestly kind of started with the reset and it's not even October 1st. I just finished. I had some leftover frozen fruit in the fridge with some bananas. So I made a pineapple banana smoothie and I have my mono-meal of grapes with 2 oranges for snacks, and that's my herbal tea. I am making, like, still consuming herbal tea on this cleanse. So, yeah, I recommend if you want to do a cleanse like this to start out slowly. So, if that means just starting out with a mono meal of fruit for lunch or for breakfast, and then that's it, start your body off slow and then gradually work your way into it. So, yeah, that's what I have. And so, as you can see, I was also consuming an herbal tea that I believe has contributed greatly to the improvement of my symptoms. And ladies, this tea has made such a difference with how I feel, not only on my period, but throughout the month. And this tea, it not only eases your menstrual symptoms, but it cleanses your reproductive system. It's anti tumor, it's anti candida, it just eases blood circulation, and it just, oh my goodness, the difference that I feel when I'm on it, it's profound. So if you want to finally get out of this monthly cycle, this monthly occurrence of you just not being productive and just feeling helpless because of painful periods, and you just want to finally turn and reverse your symptoms, comment down below, spill the tea, and I will send the tea that I drank over to you. So this tea that I drank, it made a difference along with me prepping slowly. And I do want to add that in as well. I think it's important if you do a raw reset to ease your way into it, like coming from the SAD diet, the standard American diet. If you like just go like cold turkey and just do raw foods and you literally just had McDonald's yesterday, whew, that might be a little rough. So definitely prep your body. And that's what I did. And I cut out the processed food as well. And on October 2nd, at school, my period decided to come and take it. I've been regular. I like my period has been pretty regular, but this time I was not expecting it to be this early. I mean, sometimes my period does come a couple days early. And I honestly, when I saw that I started my period at school, I was afraid. I was so afraid. I was like, oh my gosh, what if, I mean, and because it's not like my period, it didn't come at the end of the day. So it's not like I was like, oh, I only have 30 more minutes and I'll be home. So if my period gets bad, at least I'll be home. No, my period came at the beginning of the day. I still had a whole day to teach students of meetings. And I was so afraid. I was like, what if I get sick? What if I throw up? What if I have to go home? All these thoughts. So I was like, you know what? Let me just see. And the hours went by and the painful, excruciating pain never came. And I was honestly so blown away and shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, on a scale of 1 to 10, my pain was at a 1. Whereas months before, my pain was like a 12 out of 10. That's how bad it was. But this time it was a 1. And I was able to go throughout my day in the meetings, teaching the kids with minimal pain. And I was like, oh my goodness, could it be being on this raw reset and cutting out all the processed food? Could this have made a difference? And as I was thinking about it, I truly believe it did make a difference because for this cycle on October 2nd, my period started, I did not have to take any pain relievers, no Aleve, no ibuprofen, none of that like I used to do on a monthly basis before. And I noticed a pattern. So these past few years, some months I would be fully plant-based, and then other months I would introduce meats. And I remember specifically when I was doing Alkaline Vegan. If you haven't heard of Alkaline Vegan, it's inspired by Dr. Sebi. And basically, Dr. Sebi talks about reducing the amount of acidic foods that you eat, eliminating them actually, not reducing, but eliminating them. So eliminating meat, dairy, eggs, and just fully just focusing on pure whole foods. And I specifically remember when I did that, my pain was a minimum as well. But when I was introducing more meats into my diet, I even like started taking beef liver, and that made my period worse. It worsened my symptoms. I mean, so badly. And so I was just like, wow, I am just truly blown away at how my body is reacting to this and to being on this raw reset. And that just goes to show, if you find something that works for your body, stick to it. Don't revert back to your old ways just because of societal pressures. Oh, I will be seen as weird because I don't eat this, I don't eat that. No, you have to do what works for your body, and what works for you works for you. So it's just a matter of really just figuring out what works well. But what I would recommend you do is a week or two before your cycle, minimize or completely eliminate the amount of processed food that you eat. I know it is difficult because you have cravings, you crave cookies, chips, all the junk, but get that out of your presence, get that out of your house, out of your sight, out of mind, and see how you feel. And I just know for me, when I just did not include meat, specifically on this raw reset, I just felt so much better. So even with reducing the amount of meat that you eat before your cycle, just do that and see the difference that you feel. So the day of my period, and also dairy, oh my goodness. Dairy is the most inflammatory thing that you can eat on your period. Like you are asking for terrible periods if you consume dairy, and it could just provoke more pain. So on the day of my period, I had a smoothie, I had grapes, and I also made an avocado soup. And avocados, they have B6, they have magnesium and calcium, known to reduce and relax muscle cramps. So I believe that that truly helped me as well. And I also took magnesium as well that night to just relax my muscles. And so I say all this to say, just this is my experience. I am not saying that your experience will be the exact same. But what I'm saying, and I'm doing this video to just share what I have experienced being on this raw reset and how incorporating more raw foods has positively affected my menstrual cycle. Because what a difference I felt this menstrual cycle than previous menstrual cycles. Cutting out processed foods, being plant-based, being raw, it truly has made a difference. So I hope that this video helps. Again, if you want to know the herbal tea that I have included in my regimen to reduce the PMS symptoms I'm feeling and the amount of symptoms I feel on my period, and you just want to finally boost your productivity throughout the entire month and not have your life be put on hold, comment down below, spill the tea, and I'll send that right over to you.